Welcome in, Pinch of Mischief members. It is time for another live discussion. Today we will be discussing A Skyfall of Dragons. It is the first book in the Wandkeeper series by Tiffany McDaniel. And I'm very sad that I did not put in a second book because I did not realize this was a series. Which is, weird since there is a very clear series title there. I apologize. I really enjoyed this. So I hope you guys did too. Let me know in the comments. And let me know. Do you want to read the sequel? I do. So maybe we could just buddy read it. If anybody's up for that. Maybe? Let me know. Hello, Jess. How are you doing? I'm only 35% into it. Remember last night? The discussion was today. Uh-oh. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. It is today. We will talk spoiler-free the first part, so you should be safe for now. But are you enjoying it so far? Like the 75% you've read? But this is the reminder, as usual. We will talk the first half spoiler-free. We do atmosphere. We talk about characters and a little bit about the plot. And then when we feel like we cannot talk about this book without spoilers anymore, we will go ahead to the spoiler part. I will put a big pink spoiler alert on the screen, so you know, like, this is, it's not great, it's not gonna happen. If that makes sense. So you know when to hop off if you don't want spoilers. Hello, I really like the book. I read the sequel while I was halfway the book. I love that you did. How is it called? Because I have not done that yet. Keepers. Tiffany McDaniel. That would also definitely be no. Oh Lord, I can't find it. I'm busy reading my own dragon books. Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. You cannot have enough dragon books, I feel like. I feel like that is always a necessity, right? I'll be reading the sequel for sure. Yeah, I can't find it. Only 50 pages in. This week has been busy. Oh, don't worry about it, Lena. I'm sorry you can't join. But, yeah, it is going to be spoiler-free for now. So feel free to stay. And I will warn you. So you can hop off in time. And don't be spoiled. Just finishing a dinner and I'm waiting for cherry pie to be done for dessert. Oh, I love that. That is great. That is great. I've been making ice cream all day. I have a new ice cream machine. And it can do loads of sort of ice creams, including soft serve, which is the hardest one to get. Most machines either do soft serve and nothing else, or they do anything else and not soft serve, and mine does everything, basically. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I'm really enjoying it. The texture of the ice cream that machine produces is so good. I'm so happy with it. So I have dessert after this too. I'm up for buddy reading the second book, although judging by the fact I had ordering the first, it might be a while until I get it. Yeah, well, I can't even find it, so it may take me a time to shoot it. And then this I just got paid today, but this money is going to the Breidagen in Breda on the 6th of February. So I have to wait until the end of February before I have fun months again. Probably. I might spend not a lot on the Breidagen, but I doubt it. If I'm honest with you. But I wanted to put it in my wishlist already. Hello, Larissa. How you doing? The beginning was rough, a little too much whimsy, no logic, so I was worried. Really? That is so interesting that you say that, Jess, because I felt the beginning did not have enough whimsy for me. Is that terrible? Do I remember it wrong? Like, I love the first bit, that is very whimsical and describes everything. I love that. But then it melted down. And there wasn't enough whimsy for me. So this is extremely interesting to me. But I'm interested in what's going on. I'm also not crazy about medical schools as everyone else, I think. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. The medical school part was the best for me. But obviously I wanted whimsy. I like whimsy and nonsensical, right? I want that every single time. So, but on the other hand, Natalie loves it. And she does not do well with whimsy and nonsensical. So I think you should be fine. A bit late. Sorry, was stuffing my face with pizza. Well, that is a very good reason to be late. I love it. I love that. Thank you. The Mummy Snatcher Curse. Oh, let me try that. The Mummy Snatching. Nope. Oh, Snatcher. No snatching, Snatcher. That's what I did wrong. Yeah, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Alright, I'm gonna put that on and I will buy it. Thank you. The Dragon Girls series. Oh, that does sound good. I think you said something about that on my video, and I actually put that on my wish list too, as well as the Cheshire Cat book that you recommended. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, but I feel like I need to read it through again to absorb it, as there was so much with the characters, creatures, spells going on. I feel this. I think for me, this book should be a 5-star. And it's not. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, but it is not a new favorite. And that is very weird to me because it has everything I love. And everything I wanted. I wanted a middle grade, so it should be 5 stars. But I think I did not fully absorb everything. And I was thinking maybe that was me, right? Maybe it was my mood. I don't think I felt terrible or bad or whatever. But there have been weeks that I have been more tired than others. And I was like, maybe I've read it in a tired week. I can't remember if I'm honest. I don't think I did, but maybe I did because I didn't absorb it. So seeing that you did not absorb it, you have the same feeling about needing to absorb it more as well, makes me wonder, is it something in the writing maybe? I wish there wasn't always so much bullying in school books. Maybe that's why I'm iffy about them. That is fair. There is bullying for a tiny bit there, but both teachers as friends deal with it and act on it. So it is not gone unnoticed, being accepted at all. There has been dealt with. But there is definitely a privileged boy who likes to bully people because he thinks he's better. So, yeah. Maybe it was just farting Birmingham in the first few pages and I wasn't in the mood. That does sound like something you would like, Jess, if I'm honest. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it in the beginning as either. I really liked the description. of And Cauldron Eyes and the shop. But I felt the heads were a bit... I did not feel their character in the beginning, whereas I did feel their character and their personalities in the end of the book. And I think that changed a bit of the heads for me. I really love the heads in the end. Where in the beginning I wasn't feeling them properly. And I feel like there was a bit of a dull moment in the beginning, maybe. Where it wasn't as whimsical as I wanted it to be. Why am I blown out all of a sudden? Because the lighting is exactly the same. I have studio light. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I really like that. Yeah, I really like the heads in the end too. Because we got more of the personality. Or I got more of the personality. And that's what I really enjoy. They were really different. And they definitely did and thought their own thing. So I really enjoyed that. But I was a bit confused. I listened to the audiobook. And they keep saying bad heads. Which, I don't know, my head kept translating to wrong heads. Or, heads that are doing bad things instead of, from being bats as animals. I did not get that for a while. I like that the bad ones are always after sugar and chocolate because, yeah, I really enjoyed that part. I really enjoyed that. I really like the teapot hat, if that makes sense. Serving people and, just wanting to have tea and stuff with it. And I really enjoyed that too. No, I'm late, but I'm here now. And we just started. Natalie. I don't think you missed much. We're just in the middle. There are 2 people here who haven't read the ending. Obviously, we're still in spoiler free, and we were just randomly talking about the book, if I'm honest. So, we're on Atmosphere, and it's spoiler free. Bless you, thank you. Bless you. Gezondheid, dank je. The Dragon Girls remind me of my favorite book series, the Rainbow Magic books. Oh, I don't know those. I'll look it up later. This book was a bit messy because it tries to do so much in little time. That could be it, Larissa. That might be it. I don't know. It was really frustrating for me because I feel like I should love this. I should give it 5 stars. It should be my new favorite book. And it's not. And I could not put my finger on why. Why is that? But this might be it. Maybe. That could also be the I didn't properly absorb it feeling that we talked about earlier. That could be, yeah, that could be it. Lots of info in the footnotes. I don't know if I've seen those in middle grade. Yeah, I haven't seen them in middle grade either, and I did not. I'm still not sure if I appreciated it. I liked that the character was writing footnotes in what I assume their book or something, but it was weird in the other book where it says footnote. And then you got to learn something. It was sort of nice, because then you knew, oh, we're getting important information. Like, we're gonna learn something now. But I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen it before either. I almost give anything I love this year 5 stars, but I gave 4 stars as well. Yeah. Like, why is that? Look, it has magical hats. It has chocolate. It has sweets. It has a magical school. It has dragons. It has everything I love. There's always a Malfoy, isn't there? Yeah, he's extremely Malfoy coded. Yeah. Yeah. But it's like the Gryffindor head teacher deals with Malfoy. That is in this book too. But all teachers do it. They're all not amused by it. Maybe I wanted a bit more, but not sure what. I don't even have the feeling that I wanted more, if I'm honest. I just felt it didn't click as I expected it to click, and that's all I'm missing. That is all I'm missing. I gave it 4 stars, and I really enjoyed the book, and I would absolutely recommend it, and I will read the sequel. But, you know, when you're reading a book that is 5 stars, I can't put it down, I want to continue all the time, something just clicks. You can't explain why, it just does. That is the feeling that I was lacking, and I don't know why. I love the dodos. I absolutely love the dodos. I love all the dodos in this book, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed those. They were cute. Interesting. I felt for with the characters from the beginning, not so much the hat, but for sure the main character and the aunt. The one reason why I immediately loved the book. Yeah, I felt for the aunt immediately. I loved her from the start. I think I did have a bit of an I needed some time with the main character to feel her too. But the aunt I loved from the start. Like the first 2 sentences of describing her, I was like, oh yes, I love that. I'm gonna love her. Yeah, and then obviously we didn't see as much from her as I wanted to. So I think if we saw more from her, I would have loved it even more, because all the bits that I seen from the aunt, I absolutely loved. Yeah, that was I think she might be my favorite character. I also really enjoyed the was it the weird teacher that had the owl in the session? I really liked her too, because it made me feel things from the beginning. Oh, I love that. I do love that. I like that, but it's almost too nonsensical at the moment. I haven't got to her in the school. Yeah, it is very nonsensical, and that is what I absolutely loved about it. I'm sorry, I just love nonsensical books. I really do. And this was nonsensical, and I love that. Specifically in fantasy, like not everything has to make sense to me. Some things are just weird, and that's how they work. And they still can be beautiful. I loved all that. Yeah. See, it's not just me. No, it's not just you. Yes, it's not just you. Don't worry. I lived Egypt and the Hearing Lizard. I forgot his name. Yeah. I also forgot the name of the Hearing Lizard, but I really, really enjoyed that. And obviously, I loved Egypt the cat. She is sassy. And I do like sassy characters. So, yeah. I enjoyed that. I did. So I'm not surprised that something in the second book is the title something with mommy. Right. That makes sense. If you tell me your name, I can find a fairy with your name. It's in the Sky Full of Dragons. It's the fairy from the boy. I can't find the name of the boy either. I don't know. I also love that it's taking a point in fighting against animal harm. Yeah, I really enjoyed that part too. Yeah, it's quite political, and that was kind of new for me in the middle grade fantasy. I have seen it before, mostly in L.D. Lipinski books or books about the environment. Specifically, there is a good one about that is the Snow Queen retelling that really talks about environmental issues in a political way. And I really enjoyed it. I did. Yeah, I really like that part too. The footage are great for world building, but it's too much information, especially when there's new characters and creatures to get your head around. Yeah, I think I would have preferred to get the information in a different way, like show me, don't tell me kind of way. But it was good to have that information. Ancient Egypt, one of my favorite things of Puzzling Egypt is why I kept going when I was mad about it. I have a feeling she's gonna play a very important role in the second book. I was excited there were dodos. Yeah, I really enjoyed the dodos. They were so cute. I love the dodos. The dodos and the transformation was such a fun unexpected. The transformation was everything, obviously. I think the whole dodos... Obviously, the dodos went through a lot. And how they dealt with that and how they still decide to treat other humans. Absolutely mind-blowing message there. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, I so did enjoy the dodos. Absolutely. I don't know which teacher is which, but they're all interesting. Maybe it's because listening to the audiobook, but I forget the name except Egypt spell. Yeah, because it is ridiculous. And alt content were nice. I also remember her. Same, just without this copy, I had no chance to remember names. That's the case in most books I only listen to. Yeah. No, I mean from Rainbow Magic, because they have real names for each fairy that appears in the book. Sorry, I never read the book you're talking about, so I might leave. No, it's fine. You can stay if you want to. That is absolutely fine. But we are discussing the book. And we will go in spoilers eventually. So, this is the book club discussion. Next month, we're gonna read... Let me check. Yesterday Crumb. And The Storm in the Teapot. That is the first Yesterday Crumb. We will be reading the whole trilogy together in the next few months. So if you want to join us in reading middle grades, Yesterday Crumb and the Teapot is next up. And that live show will be in March. So. But my name is Denise. That is my real name. If that helps with the fairy. I do love that Aunt Cauldron Eyes has a long history of activism. Yeah. Yeah, she was very well known. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. See? Yes. The one old sort of bumbling dodo is so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed the dodos so much. I think they're really cute. Hearing me about the animal stuff is making me more excited to get into it. Yeah, you definitely get more of the animal stuff the more you get into the school. It is going to be a very, very prominent part of the book. And in my opinion, it's done well. I enjoyed that part. Yeah, this is how you spell it. Yeah, that's my name. The head of school person is great too. Yeah, I really enjoyed her. Also, how she introduced herself in school. First part, absolutely love it. You know the boy that got messed with then by her? That is the bully. He and his friends. Those are the only bullies. And they will be dealt with. And I'm also lost on the name. Yeah, the names, they're hard, right? Kuriko is the bully. And Slit. Those are the bullies. I also really enjoy that Egypt keeps calling Spella young one and Aunt Cauldron Eyes old one, even though the cat is way older. I think that's very funny. And then eventually she gives a nickname like that to the boy as well. And I'm so annoyed that I cannot find the name of the boy because I really enjoyed him. I liked the boy. It's all the boy, the boy, the boy. Oh, Soft Fang. That is the name of the dragon that climbed in his collar. He's being referred to as the boy, the boy, the boy. Oh, Tolden. He's called Tolden. It took, 164 pages to get his name, but he's Tolden. So I really, really enjoyed. I do like him. I do like him and his friendship. Obviously, I like his hearing aid. Yeah. I really liked how the school headress is making, trying to let the kids see that they have more friends than they think, and that they maybe should open up more to other kids so they could be friends instead of assuming the worst from everyone. I really enjoyed that part too. I did like the magic in this. I really like the stuff like the magic hats, but also, Tolden has a cardigan that does magic stuff. I really like when clothing has magic abilities. That's what I'm trying to say here. And they did that. I obviously love the creatures. I love the dodos. I love the dragons. I love the spiders. I did really like the school. I liked some of the classes we have seen. And I like that it is in a castle and that it was the castle of the Dragon King, that it has such lore to it. But I don't think we've seen a lot of the school. Or I cannot picture a lot of the school. So I'm not sure if that is, me not being able to picture or... The ghost girl was mean too. I think I forgot her. I don't know. I can't remember her. I can't even remember. That is terrible. I'm so sorry. Genuinely no idea. I'm sorry they don't have a very name in the book series yet. Oh, that's unfortunate. Crackle, like the birds. Boo! I like it. No, it's with a C, not with a G. Also, love that unicorns are not the standard kind of unicorn. Yeah. I did enjoy. I did enjoy the creatures in this book. Something with a T. Yeah, it was Tolden. I did not see the chat, but I just had to refresh it now. And I love Egypt so much. I think she's one of my favorite. Yeah, and I think she's gonna be, playing a major role in the second book, knowing that it has mummies in the title. I did enjoy Egypt a lot, and I think there's way more to her than we got in this book. So I'm very curious to learn more about her, as I would love to from Aunt Caldor Nice. I would love to learn more about her too. Booger eating unicorns. I really love the whole play on everybody thinks they eat, rainbows, and Skittles and stuff like that. But yeah, actually, they love boogers. Also, blinking on his name. Yeah, it's Stolden. I found it eventually. It's Stolden. Oh, Georgia, I almost forgot about the universe. Also, like the spider, that might be my first. Yeah, I really enjoyed the spiders. I pulled a very nasty face while listening to that. Yeah, I was like, some people who are scared of spiders are not gonna love this. Oh, but I did. Stolden was the boy thing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Kate. I'm more inclined to like spiders since reading Children of Time. Oh, I still have to read that. And something in its ear lizard. Just looked it up. Yeah, yeah. Sofang was the ear lizard, and I really enjoyed it. But it's described as a dragon, a tiny dragon. So that's even better, right? The ghost girl was horrible, and I can't even remember her. So when was she there? Oh no! I remember. She was one of the customers who got the head. She was horrible. Yeah, she was. Now I remember. Yeah, that was a horrible bit. But luckily she was only there for a second. You don't see her again. But she was awful. And I really liked seems to be the wrong word, but I really appreciated that Spella was looking for where she belonged by trying on every single hat to see if it would do something for her, to know if her parents were, and a ghost, or you something like that. And I think I really appreciated that moment, or that they showed that Spella was looking for her family and her heritage through that way. I enjoyed that. I'm planning to reread Children of Time soon, so I can finally read the sequel because another book is coming out. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, it was, it's heartbreaking to see that. So I don't feel like it's appropriate to say, oh, I love that. But I really appreciated it being in that book. Fourth book even, right? Oh, that's a lot. Yes, yes, yes. I saw that. So excited. Thought the third would be the last. Oh, that is fun. That is fun. Yeah, it was kind of cute, but also said that she wanted to know so much. Yeah, but I can understand that you would like to know. Obviously, when you don't know, it can be hurtful, I feel like. So I really appreciate that it was addressed in the book, that you can feel that way, and that it wasn't told but shown in what she did. And I think, the hats are definitely a good symbol to try on and see where you're from. So yeah, I could appreciate that. It's rare to talk about stuff like that. Like with Once There Were Wolves, it's a good book, but it feels weird to say I enjoyed it. Yeah, like sometimes I enjoyed it or I love it. It's not the good, not the good word. Like it feels wrong. But I did. I did. Like, I hate seeing Spella get bullied, but I love seeing her be relentlessly kind. Yeah, and it's really becoming a thing in the book, like a message in the book, to just be kind, and that is the best you can do. And I really appreciated that, and it was shown in the bullying. It was shown in the animals. It is talked about how she grown up by Aunt Ophelia in that way. So it was just not it. The bullying wasn't there just to be a bully. It was there to give out a message. There were some tiny hints from where she might come from. Maybe we'll find out. Yeah, I am very curious about it. I will definitely read the sequel. So if anybody wants to join us, feel free to. For me, it will probably be in March, maybe April. If that is okay. Spell is such a great character. She grows on you. Yeah. Yeah. I did not love her immediately, but I loved her soon enough. I really enjoyed her. And her growth. I guess so too. Her puzzle will definitely be part of the sequel. I also expect friendship to have an even bigger role. We only get to see the start of the. I do think so, yeah, and I'm there for it. I love it. I love the friendships in this book, and I feel like it was definitely a message that is not fully explored yet. Because the headmistress was definitely pushing Tolden and Spella to open up more for other kids, and they didn't really do that yet. So I feel like that is gonna be part of it. I would like that. I loved her blue. Yeah, I loved her blue freckles. And I just now I see on the cover that she also has blue hair. I didn't get that. But I love the blue freckles. And I'm very because they hint at it that this has to do with who she is and what her magic is gonna be. So I'm very curious about the blue freckles now. Like, what does it mean? I like her despite her ridiculous name. Yeah, the name is ridiculous. That I feel. That is true. I cannot deny. The freckles, there were just so many little details like this that made me enjoy the story. Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed the details. I was a bit. I am especially surprised that you love this book so much because it is quite nonsensical. And it makes me really happy. But if she has blue hair, why would the blue freckles be remarkable? Nonsense. Yeah, that is. I don't know. Maybe she dyed her hair to match her freckles. Yeah, it isn't broom, but it is something like it was the favorite. It is the brand of the favorite broom of her aunt. So, there you go. That was I honestly, Aunt Golden Eyes is her speciality is not naming kids, but I will forgive her. I will forgive her for that. But I would really like to get into the animal thing, but I feel like that is a spoiler. I don't think I can really say anything about the plot without spoiling stuff. Specifically, when you're only 50 pages in, you don't know anything yet, and I don't want to spoil that. So for Elena, I would advise to maybe go because it will definitely be spoilers for you. For Jess, might be harder. Maybe we can keep the ending still a secret because Jess has read 75%. So we can do the animal stuff with Jess. Not the ending though. I would expect much from someone called Cauldron Eyes who walks around like looking into cauldrons. Yeah. But she's cute. I really like her. She has big personality. Yes, I was surprised too. I guess it's a mix of message, imagination, and for sure the writing. I think I could feel the author is coming from literary fiction. Maybe that's why. Oh, that is interesting. That is good. I enjoy. That is nice. I didn't pick up on that. But yeah, obviously I don't read a lot of literary fiction. I think I've read 5 in my lifetime. So I would probably be the last to pick up on that. But that is nice. Goodbye, Elena. Have a good evening. I am still debating on doing reading sprint, but I think it's gonna be a bit late, and I do want to quit early today, so maybe not. We'll see. I've got a Chinese takeaway to collect anyway. Well, have a nice dinner then. I loved immediately. The writing absolutely worked for me. I love that. I absolutely love that. Bye, Alina. Enjoy. Oh man, I love Chinese food, right? Bye, Alina. Enjoy your Chinese dinner. Yeah, I get to stay for flu stock. Yeah. So let's do the flu. I am gonna put a spoiler warning on. If anybody is watching this while not chatting or watching it back, they do know now. I am sorry, but we're gonna talk about the plot, so there will be some spoilers. We will try not to spoil everything, but it is not completely safe anymore. Just so you know. I really liked. I felt so bad for the dodos. I felt so bad for them. They're being shackled in the cellar for so long. They finally be let out free. And then they still say, oh, well, we'll help the school. All right, that is fine. You're the only one who haven't read it fully, I believe. So, right? Is there somebody who has not finished the ending yet? Then let me know, please. But the Dodo still decided to help the school. Like, I don't know if I had that in me. I found them very, very, very strong for that. And then they were so happy to help the children. And they were so happy about it. And they absolutely loved the school. And they were still being so nice to everybody. And I was like, oh, I would have killed the kid. I would have killed the bully. I don't think I could have worked for the school anymore after that. Like, yes, obviously the old headmaster did it. But where were the other teachers in that? I don't think I could have done it. So I felt the Dodos were very, very strong. I felt so bad for them. Yeah. Yeah, that is terrible. That's because, like, does it go any more detail than saying they have been checked with obviously from Scar? Yes. Yes. There is one part where they go in more detail. One of the Dodos is missing his wing. And that has happened because of abuse while he's being shackled. And he will tell you what happened. The villain did it. And it is visible on the villain. So, it is not a nice moment. I loved a little bit about the blankets being made by Crochet Club of Witches that Aunt Calder and I support. Yeah, I love that part, obviously. Oh, I love that so much. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, yes, we need to make a blanket now. Don't we? Yeah. Yeah. I did enjoy that. The Dodos are so lovely, but also fierce because dragon. Yeah. I love the Dodos. And then I found it so funny that it was the Dodos that could turn into dragons. I don't know how that works. But I enjoyed it because I really how do you say it? In Dutch it's ik gunde ze. But I don't know how to translate that. Like when you really feel like they deserve that. Something like that. And there is a part in the dragons that has been taken from them. Also by the same guy who shackled them. And they will tell you about that too. And that will get resolved. I like that too. Doesn't someone else need to? Maybe one of the hats. Yeah. Somebody else did it as well. I'm not sure if it was the hats or not. Like the Dodo that comes to collect Spella and he starts telling him about what she's read. Oh, so you know everything then. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. Like, we're portrayed so badly. I just hate it. I like that conversation. And I like how Spella dealt with that. Like, no, I don't. I just, I'm very curious about it. Don't you remember maybe that the big head that does puzzles also knit? I'm not sure. Thank you for the heads up, no problem. Puzzles and knitting makes sense, right? On the other hand, I knit and I do not have the patience to puzzle, so. Oh yes, the witch club knits. Yeah, I love that so much. And then also that's the activist club. So they are gonna help out when it turns sour and stuff. I was a bit surprised no teacher, even the new headmistress, knew about what's going on in the bit. Yeah, that's what I felt like. Didn't you? The new headmistress, I can see, because she was appointed from a very different position, I believe, outside of the school to be headmistress. But the other teachers, like, yeah, I have a hard time with that. Don't really ever go there, not even if you're the head. That didn't really make. No, it did not make fully sense to me either. Big Head did some cozy hobbies at least. Yeah, that was cute. I like that they have dismissed the dodo from helping the asshole kid. Yes. I felt like when they pulled a goalie in the hockey, not because he's not playing well, but because everyone is playing horrible in front of him. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, the bullying will get dealt with. They will do stuff, but they can. And I felt bad for the dodo that had to deal with that dude. But I really liked how the headmistress introduced herself under the tree, and the kid immediately went like, "Oh, can you get rid of her?" Stuff like that. And then she turned out to be the headmistress and immediately got him. And I was like, "Yes, girl, you got this." Go get that kid in the corner. But also Spella's like, "Oh, fun, that's not in my books." Yeah, like she was very willing to learn. Like, oh my god, I finally see a dodo for the first time. I have loads of questions. This is very interesting to me. I would be like this, well, I would love to know more about it. Obviously, right? Like, especially if you can turn it into dragons. That's kind of a neat trick. Don't they say something about how all the best stuff happened in attics? Yeah, they do. It would make sense that they all know bad stuff was happening in the basement by that logic, although there isn't much yeah, there's not much logic, but I can see what you're trying to say. Yeah, they did mention multiple times that most good things happened in the attic, but it is mostly Spella and her aunt. I like the moment when she kind of tells of the bully, like, "Hell yeah, I'm Charles and I'm a yeah." Like, you can just deal with that. You have to. I'm sorry. And Knitting Activist Club sounds like the best invention ever, right? And I find it so... It is very fun to me because it is kind of grounded in history. Obviously, there has been a lot of female spies that send secret messages through their knitting. And using stitches that has never... that hasn't been noticed for years. While they were doing it, because they were so, like, they're, knitting females. You don't have to worry about them. There's no harm in that. So I really appreciate that it is, again, the Knitting Activist Club here. If I could bring my crochet instead, I totally joke. Yeah, I think they would be fine with that, Jess. I have a feeling they would be fine. They made all crochet blankets. So I think they would be fine with that. Same. Yeah, no, they had crochet blankets, so I think it seems fine. What's that ridiculous person they say instead of awesome? Toad fire. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't hate it, but it didn't add anything to me. But it was toad fire, yeah. I only remember because I just read it when I was looking for the name. So. Don't remember the expression, but that was somewhere between funny and ridiculous. Yeah, I think that was definitely there to make it feel funky and special and different. And that wasn't necessary. The world was already so different. There were so many things going on. You did not need it. A different word for awesome to be quirky. Like, they were quirky. Spella is a quirky name. She was already quirky. And that was fine. But this took it a bit over the top, maybe. The Toad Fire. Wait. We could make or crochet plushies talk in this world, couldn't we? Yes, that would be great. I think so. Like, the whole heads had personalities, so why couldn't plushies have personalities then? I think that would be fun. Like, the boots could talk. Why not plushies? It didn't fit grammatically, and it annoyed me as well as being a dumb word. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I did see a review that the book was Toad Fire, and I love that is funny to me. But because that is probably sarcastic, and like they absolutely love the book, but maybe also find that word a bit like, I get it. This is funny to me, right? It's not mean, but it has an edge to it. They probably love the book, and that's why they said it. But yeah, that is a funny review to me too. So, Jess, how far are you in? Can you let me know what we can talk about and where we have to stop? Because I don't want to spoil stuff for you, and I'm a bit afraid. I'm not exactly sure what I can say and what I can't. And I don't want to ruin stuff for you by asking, like, can we talk about this part of the school or this person, or right? So if you can give me a page number or something, then, or a chapter, I can check it. Audiobooks is on chapter 20. All right. So you have had a chapter about the blue buttons, that Spella is collecting blue buttons. That is chapter 17 in my book, so just checking. Bad dude did this thing with a tiny book and his ring of secrets. I am very curious about the ring of secrets though, because that we did not get the answers to that. That I am interested in. So, chapter 19, because I think most audiobooks have an introduction, and that is chapter 1 for them, so I think you're at chapter 19. It's about the headmistress and Old Nice. Better did it. Yes, can't just leave if it is. No, it's fine. I just want to know what I can and what I cannot say. And by leave, I mean muted, so no mess up your works. I love that. Thank you, Jess. But you cannot. You're also allowed to just leave if you want to. That is fine. But I love it. Thank you. That is Christmas morning. Oh, also, so you have seen the Goblin Dog? That is another. I felt so sad for. it is so funny to me because there are not a lot of pages left in the book, but still there is so much that you haven't read. And I felt like the ending was a bit rushed, maybe. Like a lot of stuff happened in those last 2 chapters. Or the last 3. I think the last chapter was, not, it just, the aftermath. Not even the aftermath, like everything is fine kind of thing. How are we going on afterwards? That kind of stuff. If the book doesn't end with Aunt Colderness coming back in a shower of Spider and Threads, I'm going to riot. Prepare to riot. There is not a shower of spiders, and I'm so sorry. But spiders are involved. Spiders are involved, so I think you're still going to be happy with it. Other things are happening in the chapter. The flying lesson. Gobbling dog. I was so happy when he started to talk. Yeah, the flying. I just started. That is a very important chapter. So we're not going to talk about that one because that is a spoiler. If you just started that one, that is a very important one. I'm not going to talk about it. I love the Goblin as well. It was so sad. He was so worried about. Yeah, I felt really bad for him. Another mistreated animal. That sounds acceptable. I think you will accept it. I think you will accept it. I agree. One of my only points to criticize was the rushed ending. It would have had 50 pages more to experience that. I would not have minded that either. No, I would not have minded. It went so fast, and I actually enjoyed the speed, but it wasn't really matching the speed of the rest of the book. If that makes sense, that's why it was. That's why I felt rushed. More so. And because the rest of the book was a bit slower. That he's a teacher, so cute. Yeah, very sad. I'm very curious about to see what he's the teacher of. I'm glad we dropped in on the part where things have already started to get better for Phill. Yes. If it would not have already been better, I think I might have DNF'd him. I don't think I could have handled it, if I'm honest. Yeah, I think that would have been too much for me. So I'm very glad we do get this discussion. We do have to talk about, taking care of animals respectfully, but not having to see all the hardship. If that makes sense. We do see some of them. But I feel like we are safe from a lot of hardships. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that would have been too much. This one. Discussing trauma from place of relative safety works better. Yeah. And still, obviously, there improvement has to be made because, a lot of people were rioting against animal cruelty-free stuff. But yeah, most of them are safe again, except the dog. The dog was so sad. But I think, Jess, this is where you have to go. This is where, because after that is when the stuff really happens. And we're gonna talk about it, obviously, and I just don't want to spoil that for you. That is the thing. I do not want to spoil it for you. Obviously, I'm getting a bit tired, so I think after this I'm just gonna knock it off and knit a bit on the couch. I need to block the other sweater. And just eat an ice cream. We will sprint again on Monday. The rest of the discussion. Thank you. Have a good day. Yes. Nice to see you all since I blanked on everyone's sprints this week. Yeah. It happens to me a lot now too, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let's give just 5 seconds to leave. To either mute me or actually exit. We'll see. Happy you were here as well. Yeah, it is just fun to hang out with you all, right? Bye, Jessaru. I'm sorry. All right, because I do think that it started all with the flying scene. I found the scene was very familiar. Let's just say that. Again, a kid, the bully, picking up an object from another student, flying away with it, and daring other people to come and get it. Seems very, very familiar. And I'm still not sure how Spella got lost from the cat. I don't really get how that happened. I know there was mist, but they were both sitting on the same room, right? So I kind of missed that, but then obviously Spella alone finding the villain, that was kind of scary. I felt for her there. That obviously gave, the assurance that it was actually the guy that the headmistress thought it was. And obviously that was the old headmaster. But I think that was really scary for her. And it could have gone so much more wrong. I really like that the trees helped her out. I love that she is a tree talker and that she has that special gift in that way. And that they were willing to help her. Because not a lot of people talk to them either. So I think that is cute. But the eating of the ones felt so aggressive to me. I don't know. And then the poor dog, again, with the dude. I felt really sorry for the dog. I'm sorry. I had to vote for a colleague. She's doing she entered a competition for carnival, and it's a carnival song competition, but it's in the dialect of the part in the Netherlands where I live in, and I can't understand that dialect too well. And I got a text, but I sent them a text to vote for her, and then I got back a text in that dialect and was like, "I'm sorry, what?" So what? But I got it. I figured it out in the end. But you can only vote in a certain time, so I had to do it now. I'll give this one of my... Oh, it's probably very tricky to write a book about an orphan at a medical school without parallels to Harry Potter, but there were bits that seemed too similar. Yeah, and I have read books about orphans at magical schools and not thought about Harry Potter. If I'm completely honest, I that is not really the reference, but I felt like especially this scene was almost completely copy. That makes sense. Um, yeah, that's it. Just Her Gift is one of my favorite things in the book. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm very curious to see where it's coming from. I think that is also what we'll find out in the second book, hopefully. Just more of, it's probably connected to where Bella's coming from, right? So I hope we find out stuff about that in the second book. I am very intrigued by it. But I really like the trees. I think the trees are very wise and nice as well. And they help. They healed the cat, and I really appreciate that she appreciated that. I really like that they were referring to we have broken branches all the time. We know how to fix that. That is true. So I felt like that is so fun that they could apply that to bones as well. I did picture that guy as some teenager, so I needed to change my view of the Wand Eater a bit, because he should be older if he was the old headmaster. Yeah, I think he should. He's old. I think he's in his 50s. That's how I pictured him, at least. I never even thought about these other books. Maybe it's been too long since I've read them. Maybe I also unconsciously ignore any reference. I never even came to mind. Yeah, and that is fine. I'm glad. This was just too similar. With the exact same sort of characters and the, exact lesson in school. It was too much for me. I know that also indigenous heritage. Oh, really? That made me change plans, maybe. I wonder what parts of Sora take it from indigenous stories or legends. Yeah, I would love to know that. The tree talking thing probably, but has to be more, I guess. Yeah, I think there's more. I had no clue she had indigenous heritage. I enjoy that. That is actually helpful for her kid. I was going to put this in for pet book. And I believe something else that I'm now forgetting and blanking on. But then I could maybe do Our in the World. Make this the indigenous heritage book. That might be good too. I have to check what else I wanted to put it in for. I don't think I've put it in yet. So I don't think I can see. I have to think about it. That is not going to be my strong suit today. I have said it in my vlog, but then I have to look my footage back. That is also not going to happen right now. Raven and the Reindeer. Oh! No, that was another book. Sorry. I was like, I know, but I don't. I have to fill in the other book I just finished. I feel like I'm doing good on her kit right now because I'm finishing challenges. The three languages, very curious about that. Yeah, I think so. Because, it's also a thing in Pocahontas, so maybe that is the indigenous part. Because that is based on indigenous folklore. But I don't know enough about it, so. Oh, yes, I put it in disability because of Dragon Hair. Thank you. Yeah, and the other book I just finished also has disability in it, but I can't put that in because that is already in for the trilogy and the specific year. Then I only have to do one book. And I think it has to be a book from 2017, and then I've done the last 10 years as well. I was just thinking of her that I need BIPOC authors. Yeah. So, is there a new Amari coming? I find BIPOC authors the hardest because it is not always said that they are from a certain culture. Even like maybe wait. They can live somewhere else now, but if they're from a certain culture, it counts, right? But a lot of times that is not being said, and unless there has been a very specific interview for a very specific topic. And I feel like that defeats the purpose a bit. Obviously, the whole intention of this is that it becomes normal. And that you just see more different people in literature, right? And that literature is written by different people. And, if it has to go about a very specific topic, the interview or the book, I feel like that defeats the purpose, because I just want good middle grades written by BIPOC authors or anything like that. It doesn't have to be about discrimination or slavery, or that is when when they usually tell you, oh wow, I am from this culture and this is what my grands or me actually lived with, so I have written this from own experience. That is when I know, but not when usually I don't, right? Also, Kate, you have read The Ghost Locket? That author is from Australia. So it is in there for around the world for me. Because she's Australian. If that helps. There is, I think. I can't put it in for some reason, and it's annoying. There it is. I still need Africa. I have read many books out of Europe, but I'm annoyed because they count the UK in Europe, and the UK is a different thing. So I'm a bit pissed that isn't on there. And now I've refused to use any UK authors for Europe. So that is not helpful. But yeah, that is going to be easy to fill. I still need Asia. And then Bonus Antarctica. I think I have it because there is a short story collection of horror that fulfilled the new release thing in December. And that has a story in Antarctica. So I would have the bonus prompt. Though, why didn't I think of Alison Rusby? Yeah, I have to look. I just Googled almost all the authors that I've read from, because I just don't know. That is, and I don't feel like they have to give that information, but like, yeah, if I need to fill this out, I kind of need to know. And I also have a bit of a hard time, like, when does it count for Heritage Month? She isn't specific. She said, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it should be something different. It is so easy to fulfill the UK. I feel like that can be something different. Because I do feel like they have a lot of different culture from Europe, and I would like to have that in there as well. Um, but like for me, she's unclear about what she says. Like if it, I lost those specific words because I looked at it this week. It's a couple of days later. But basically, like if it reminds you of the Heritage Month, it counts. But now I'm always afraid that I'm too easy with it. Like I don't know, right? But maybe I count the second book of this for Indigenous heritage then, if the author is Indigenous heritage. I think that would count. The Heritage Month can be done anytime. Doesn't have to be. Yeah, no, I know that, but I put white is for witching in Black History Month because it's written by Helen Oyeyami. Is that enough? Like, I don't know if that is enough. Can I choose an author that has a disability for disability pride? Or can I choose a story with disability? Or has it does it has to be one of the other? Or does it need to be both? But I'm not an heritage, so I don't know the rules. Yeah, that is... And honestly... I feel like it's a bit double-sworded with her, yeah. At one point, she is very taught, and she's very explicit in how you have to do it, and then in other times she's very relaxed about it. Like in her video, she's very relaxed, and then in live shows she's answering questions and she's more strict about stuff. So I say so, yeah, because yeah, I'm always afraid that I cheat now. But like Jewish heritage, I don't know what to fill in for that. I have no clue. The others, I feel like I will find. um, but it's so hard to find sometimes. Like sometimes I can see that people have darker skin than me, or have specific hair, but they don't specify the heritage, so I don't know, and I'm not gonna assume. But yeah, overall, I think it's going well. The translation challenge is not going well for me. But I also didn't put anything. I didn't look for it yet. But I do think that I read a lot from UK authors that write in English. And then I've read from a Dutch author in English, but the book isn't published in Dutch. So that does not count. So I think that is going to be a problem for me eventually. Also, the queer alphabet is going to be a problem for me because I feel like there are going to be like polyamorous. How am I going to find that in not a romance book? I feel like at some point I have to read romance books for it, and I don't want to. Oh, yes. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. I have watched the video, but I feel like in the video she's way more chill and easy about stuff than in her live shows and on the Discord when she answers stuff. So, yeah. But the Chronicles of Wedawai, the second book, actually has a non-binary person in it. That is one of the main characters, so I've counted that. And then I've read a book with lesbians in it. That was Harleen and Harley. I've actually read multiple books with lesbians in it. But then I have to look up what intersex is, if I'm completely honest with you. Asexual, I think I've done, but I counted for different things. I think Hemlock and Silver was asexual, but I'm not completely sure. Polyamorous, I feel like I have to read a romance for that, and I don't want to. Yeah, let's say maybe with bisexual, I'm not sure. I feel like that is easier to find maybe in not a romance. I'm also not sure what I'll do for that one. Might just read self-published book for that one. Yeah. I feel like I like it. I really, really appreciate the idea. But it is also a very hard challenge. I don't think I can do it fully. So I already need to read more books than I usually would to be able to do it. I don't want to read books on top of that I don't actually want to read. And that is making it a bit hard. If we're getting extremely specific like this. Like, I really do not want to read a romance just to finish this challenge. If I have to read a romance, I want it to be a retelling that is probably the only thing that I will accept. That is the only things that there are 3 romance books I enjoyed, and they're all retelling, so that is my best chance. And then it also has to have polyamory in it. Like, I think I'm not going to focus on that. I just do whatever I can and see how far I get. And then we'll fill out the books that I need to. I feel it works if it works. I'm doing it for fun and not really for the points. Yeah, me too. Like, I keep points for myself, but I've not logged any book for her yet in her cheats. Like, I'm not in her statistics anyway. But I always have this trauma. If I do want to do it right, I do want to do it how it is intended. That is sometimes in the way for me. Yeah. Because I don't want to read World War II books, and for the Jewish one, most of are about things or are literally fiction I want to read. Oh, but I think that's too. I think that is. I've read the turnkey to. Wait. I have read The Turnkey of Highgate Cemetery by Alison Rusby again. This is about World War II. So this probably has Jewish representation in it, but I think I've read it too early for her yet. I absolutely hate World War II books or any war books. I just don't do it, but I loved this one. So if you want to read one, I would recommend this one. Yeah, I know what to read. Yeah, you could read Murderboat because it has queer characters as well. Some other fancier cyberbook. But does Murderboat has Jewish? the queer is probably not going to be a problem specific. Like, most of them are not, except polyamorous. I feel like I expect, or I hope so, that the Artisan's second book is coming out this year by L.D. Lipinski. There are gay people in there. And I don't know if that main character was trans or not. I know but L.D. Lipinski always has a queer character in there. There are books about the suitcases that transport you to worlds. That main character is transgender. Or non-binary. But I have non-binary. That is, like the Anna James books, the Weather Why, the second book has non-binary. The first book, there is a same-sex couple. I feel like transgender, non-binary, gay, lesbian, stuff like that, that is not going to be the problem for me. It is when, it defines your relationship and you only see it in relationships, that it's going to be a problem. Yes, this one, The Turnkey of Highgate Cemetery. I had to look for it. I do have that book. But it's not Jewish. But it is set in World War II. Someone's put What Moves the Dead and What Stalks the Deep in Story Guide for Gender Fluid. Is that true? I cannot remember that at all. I still need to read What Stalks the Deep, so, I'm happy to do it, but I cannot remember that at all, if I'm completely honest with you. I think he uses pronouns he. Now I'm not sure. I know the Madeline Usher, she is referred to as she, and she specifically has issues with men thinking women can't do shit. When we get non-binary gender fluid, it's a bit confusing because it has terms in their own language that never really say. So which character is it then? Just, I'm really curious by this now. Didn't you read Mary or The Bird of Frankenstein by Anne Eekhout? Because that's one story girl on her folder. I DNF'd Frankenstein by Anne Eekhout. I DNF Mary by Anna Eekhout. Because I could not deal with the drama. The Merchant. Alright, I'm gonna write that down that I can read that for you. And that would be gender fluid. Alright, that is like, I need, you give me a reason to read T. Kingfisher, I'll do it. No problem. What Stalks the Deep. Great. The Merchant. Alright. I'll do that. Also, I fulfilled already the favorite Hercule one prompt. Because you could choose read a classic and an adaptation of it. And I did. I've read The Raven. And I did adaptations. I read a lot of Edgar Allan Poe and I read a lot of adaptations of Edgar Allan Poe. So I've done it. The one we see in all books forgot their name. Yeah, that's... I need to read the third book, so it's fine. I'll read that. Maybe Denton, is that? I'll read the third book, no problem. No problem at all. I just received the Snake Eaters yesterday because that is my November release and I'm a bit late on it, so I have to get on cracking. But I had that. I still had the opportunity to read one new release late, so that is the one I'm using it for. And that is also pink and purple, so I'm using it for pink book, and then the rainbow challenge is done as well. It is getting fun now because there are so many things that are done or close to done. Like by the hundreds, I still need to do all the big books. Like 400, 500, 600, 700. So that is going to be a charm. 24 Hour Readathon is done. Job Shambles of Horror is almost done, except Cosmic Horror, which I will read one of the Cthulhu books for. Because I'm working slowly on that series, but every time I read something by that author, I'm getting pissed because of, the racism. The series Staircase, I only need the trilogy, which I've read the first 2 books for, so only the third book in the trilogy. Award season I still have to do. And I forgot if I already gave Alice with a Y2 challenges because that was nominated. And I believe it won the Waterstones Children's Book of the Year. Share some ideas for Jewish prompts in your Discord. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Thank you. That is so helpful. Thank you. I'll look at them. So yeah, that is helpful. That are the harder ones, right? TBR game is done. The last 10 years, I only need to read a book from 2017. So that is very specific. The adaptation I'm still working on. I am still in a Frankenstein retelling. And I need a series and animation. But I might just stop doing it all Frankenstein and do it. Disability challenge is done now because it was a Sky Full of Dragons. I haven't saved it. I'll have to do that. Heritage Month, I've only filled in 1 book so far. That is not going well. Although I have read LGBTQ Pride and Disability Pride, but they're all somewhere else. Translation I haven't worked on. Around the World is fine. I need 2 more books for it. An Asian and African book. I have found the bonus book for Antarctica, so... I only need a pink book for the rainbow. I still need to make a quote. I have done spooky creatures. I need to become the avatar still. But I still have books I can put in somewhere. The readathon challenge is done. The animals, I only need a farm animal and I'm working on that now. I'm reading A Sorcerer Comes to Call for that because it has a horse. And I'm halfway that book. I'm working on the queer alphabet. I have done Your Favorite Hercule prompt. Oh, and you need to figure out the representation yourself too in the BIPOC authors. That is also... Like, Africa is such a big continent. Can I do multiple African authors, but like different. Like I have one from Nigeria. Obviously, I'm not gonna repeat that, but can I still choose something from the African continent, or is that not allowed anymore? I do need to check the release years. Yeah, I found that it wasn't that. I did most of them when I looked at the books that I've read. Challenge yourself. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do finish series, but I also feel like that is not a good enough challenge, so I'm not sure. That's why I keep hesitating about it, but I can't think of anything else. So, non-fiction challenge I have done nothing for, so that is not helpful. Q reviews I haven't done yet. I just didn't check, if I'm honest. Maybe I've done, but I don't know if they all need to be different. Yeah, like they need to be different. They all BIPOC authors needed to be different representation. But like, what is different? Different from a different country or different from a different continent? Because you expect me to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 books. So all from a different continent is going to be hard, isn't it? So does it just have to be different country, or? That is what I wonder about stuff like this. New releases is going fine. And that's it. That was all. So I think overall it's not going bad. It's not going as terrible as I expected. The fact you say you can repeat representation but not authors. So multiple African authors, yes. Alright. I still feel like I do not want another author from Ghana. I just would like a different country in Africa then. I'll get an Asian one for sure, and I also need to check some ethnics from the others because also I have no clue, and a lot of times it is not mentioned, so it's hard. Like there was one author on my list, and he lives in the UK now, and he mentions writing books because he did not see enough people like himself in books. But there is no mention of what people like himself is. Like it cannot be people from the UK because I see loads of people from the UK in books. So, and I cannot see what his ethnicity is. Like I don't know that. He has darker skin than I have. And he has the tight curls hair. So I'm guessing somewhere in Africa. But like, there's a big difference. Africa is a big continent. There are so many cultures there. And I don't know. Like, I find that hard to see. So I don't want to assume. So I cannot use it because it isn't stated anywhere. Like, there was one author that won an Hawaiian prize, but I could not find that if that was specific for Hawaiian authors or not, and I could not find the ethnicity of that author, so I assume it is not white, but I'm not sure, so I didn't use it. Like sometimes it's hard. Good to know. We like to go hard, right? Like if you ask me to give you 10 diversity things, I'm not gonna put in multiple Nigerian people. Right? Like that doesn't make sense to me. But you're allowed. Just to be clear, you are allowed. It just does not. It is not. You're not allowed to do the same author. And there is a new Amari book coming, so I would highly, highly suggest you use that because those books are phenomenal. I really enjoy those. So, yeah, that could be fun. But I think that's it for today. Do you guys want to add something? Do you want to say something about her yet, or the book, or anything? Reading, crochet, or knitting related, ice cream related is appropriate to late. Food related, I'm always here for. Anything in those specific things, I'm here for 'em. Art of hearing. Thanks so much, Rose, and everyone for voting on the book and reading along. Yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you for picking it. Ewald already recommended it, and I kind of forgot about it. And then you putting it on the list, I was like, oh yes, I'm also gonna vote on that one because I've heard it's great. Thank you for hosting, and looking forward to read the next book together. Yeah, the next book is gonna be Yesterday Crumb. That is the trilogy we will tackle next. So yeah, that is gonna be the next 3 books we're reading. We're starting with the first. Thanks for hosting. If anyone needs any more help with her, keep pop in the Discord and we can help. We will. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you. I did try to crochet a Hello Kitty today, but the chart was a bit confusing. I'll look up another one, or what the fee means. Yeah, if you can't find it, let us know. We will try to help you. Please feel free to ask that in the Discord as well. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you have a good rest of your day, whatever you're doing, how late it is for you. And I will see you on Monday. Bye.